So we ought to be a little careful about assuming Serbs like this and Americans like that. I mean, there are a lot of nuances, and in sort of this globalized era that we live in, I think we find that sometimes people are less united by their nation as they are by their internet friends, and that loyalties seem to cross oceans and cross the planet. So we have to be a little understanding that the technology to some extent is driving the sociology and even driving the politics and certainly driving the economy. There's so much to do as we consider the next 140 years. I was asking Dr. Simic, are we on to the next 140 years, or are we still winding up the first 140 years? Well, whichever the answer, I think we have a lot of things we need to do in the future. I would mention one other point. This comes up a lot in the U.S. and comes up a lot in this country, which is, how do you feel about the future? Are you going to be optimistic, or are you going to be pessimistic about things? If you look at a lot of polling data, there's a lot of pessimism out there. I would argue that if you look at pessimists, they don't tend to create things. They tend to look backwards. They tend to have an incapacity to really address problems. And so I think we need to be careful never to just talk about problems in a sense of admiration for those problems, but rather look at problems as kind of those annoying things that sit in the middle of the road and prevent you from going forward. So I think we need to think in terms of problems or what the solutions are. Don't build monuments to problems. Don't admire problems. Look for ways to deal with them. And when you disagree with someone, you don't need to be disagreeable about it. You can be pleasant about it. You can have proper exchange of information, exchange of views. You can end up in complete disagreement, but you don't have to be disagreeable. And this is something I know I've spent a lot of time not only telling my children, but also trying to acquaint my countrymen with the fact that not everyone thinks like us.